Okay, the resin is ready to go. And it's clear. That's why I like this resin. It has very little bubbles. I love it. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, is put resin in at the bottom of each one of these. Because, no, the alarm. At the bottom of them. Because I'm going to actually put crystals in this set of dominoes. It's going to be clear dominoes, and this is the first time I'm doing this, so hopefully it comes out really nice. I'm actually going to put some white, potentially put some white pigment at the back of the dominoes, just so you don't, actually I could just pour this. I don't have to do it like that. Yeah, I could actually just pour it. Yeah. What I was trying to say is that I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put crystals on the bottom. Well, I'm going to fill it with crystals, but I want to have some resin at the bottom of the mold, so all of the crystals will have resin and wouldn't be sticking out of the dominoes. It will be embedded in the resin. Thank you all for your views, by the way. Please like and subscribe if you're feeling this video, or if this is of any help to you in your journey to craftsmanship, if you must. Ooh, it's a little bit too much resin. Okay, so that's done. These are the crystals I'm going to be using. If you guys want to make the same kind of dominoes, then I'll put the link to these in the description below. Okay, so here we go. This is how they look. Looks really nice. I'm just gonna put them randomly up in there. Let's hope that none of them overflow. This is so cool. You guys should make it too. This is really nice. Yeah, this one is a little bit much. Too much resin, wasn't that? So actually, I don't think I didn't need all the 14 ounces of resin for this, because the crystals are gonna fill up the space. So, and when you are pouring, use a little bit less resin than you normally would use for whichever mold you decide to go with. I should have accounted for that earlier, but I didn't think about it until I see it happening. Yeah, this is very, very cool, guys. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it too. Just thinking about how it's gonna come out in the end. Oh man. Just thinking about it makes me feel good, you know? Okay, I'm gonna try to get rid of the ones that has darker colors in them because I'm going for just a very clear look. Very, very clear. As clear as possible. And I'm taking out any you know, dust or anything that could mess up the clarity of the dominoes. Okay, so just wiping off the resin on my hands. Grabbing a toothpick so I can play around with some of them and possibly get rid of some of these that I do not want in here, like this one. It has some dirt inside of it. I'm not sure if it could be seen on camera, but a little bit of dirt in there, and I prefer not to have any crystals with dirt. Okay, so what I can do is just pour the rest of resin for some of them. This one. I think I put too much. And this one. Put more crystals in there, in this one. I'm gonna try to put as much crystals as possible, just so it fills up the domino, and it's not just, you know, clear resin in there, in the space I meant, you know. Let's add some more crystals. Okay, that's enough. Put too much of that one. Whenever I put too much in one of these, in one of the domino spaces, all I do is take my toothpick and move it off. Kind of like move it off to another one. Yeah. This one was easy to move over because it's just white. Well, not white, sorry, it's just clear. So I could just move it to the next domino. When I'm doing other pours, when it's multicolors, I just try to, I take I'm not sure what it's called, but I just suck out I take the tool that I have and I suck out the resin from it until it's at a height that I need it to be. I believe that it didn't put enough crystals in that one, so I'm just filling it in. Yeah guys, I really do recommend this resin. I also use Art and Glow, and it works really well. Um, yeah, both this one and the Stone Coat countertop resin and the Art and Glow, they're practically around the same price. It's just that Art and Glow don't provide up to 1.5, I believe. So it's gonna be, but yeah, that's what it is. Okay, I'm almost done. If you don't want to see all of this, of course, you can just fast forward, fast forward over to when I'm done. But I just want to show the whole process of having to fill them in and the overflows, all that can possibly go wrong, and how they can all be resolved as well. What I would say is toothpicks really do help a lot when it comes to these dominoes. Let's say for bubbles, for moving things over, for making designs, different patterns in the back of the dominoes. I'll do a pour with different colors and, just show how much fun it is. And easy. Okay. So, I believe that it's all done. This one I'll fill in. It's gonna fill some of these in a little bit more. Like this one. These crystals are so clear that you can barely see them in the domino. This is really cool. Okay, let me take some of the dirt ones out. This one. Take you out of there, take you out of there. 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 Out of there. So what I should have done earlier, I should have just separate the ones that's extremely clear from the ones that has, you know, a little bit of dirt and stuff in it, so I don't have to go through this process. But you know, you live and you learn. So next time I'll know for sure. I didn't really expect the crystals to have dirt and such on them, honestly. But again, I've learned. So next time, this will not be happening. But honestly, the dominoes are practically, well, it's not done actually. I can't say that. There's more to be done. Okay, so this is taken care of. I think I could leave the rest of them. Even if it has just a little speck of dirt or whatever, I'll just leave it that way for the look of it. So it looks, you know, looks pretty cool. So now I'll just put some very clear crystals in some of them that I took it out from. Took the other ones out from. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so this one needs more. So from what I could see, there's some stones that sticks out some. So I'll either try to pat it down or I'll kick it out because I think I put too much. Actually, I could slide them over to the next. That works. This one is too much. I think that works. This one needs more. So what I do is get eye level with the table to see if any of the domino pieces needs more resin. You can see if there's like a gap between the top of the mold and the resin. So I just look for that and I fill it in. And if it's overflowed, you can clearly see that. So I kind of just wipe off the top because I try not to get the dominoes to overflow. It could cause problems later on, sometimes at least. Yeah, so I still have a lot of resin left over because again, I used the full amount I would normally use when I don't use any stones or anything. So what I got left over is I got 6 ounces left over. So there you go. For your next pour, you know now to pour a little bit less. You can pour 8 ounces and get away with it perfectly. To do something like this. Yeah, this came out really nice so far, but I don't believe that it's all done yet. This one is overflowed, so this one right here is overflowing. So I'm just gonna take off the resin. Actually, pour it in. Yeah, I'm gonna take it off. Let's wipe it off. And I'll kick this one out because I think it's too much. I'll put a smaller one in there. Okay. All right. So for right now, the way it looks, it's very transparent. Well, clearly, well, get it clearly, but it's extremely transparent. So what I'm gonna do to kind of remedy that is put some white pigment, some pure white pigment. I got my pigment from Black Diamond. I'm gonna put it in the put a link in the description below for where you can buy it as well. Where you can get some yourself. But I'm gonna put it in the back of these. I'm gonna pour just a little bit on the back of each domino to conceal to kind of hide the top from the back, so no one can cheat when you shuffle. Okay, what's going on here? So I'm gonna check one more time. Make sure that there's nothing popping out of any of the dominoes because that's gonna be a catastrophe. I got my little torch that I use to pop the bubbles, but I'm far from the domino molds, because the first time I've made dominoes, I torched the mold and the mold welded with the dominoes. So it was extremely difficult to take it out of the mold when it was done. And I also messed up the mold. So I had to cut the mold to get the dominoes out. So that, try not to burn the mold too much. The mold is your friend. That's what I've learned. Okay, what's going on here? There's a lot of overflow in the middles. I don't like that, so I'm gonna take it off. Try my best to take it out. I have a little paper towel that I'm using to take it off. This is what causes the mold to mess up a bit for me. Anytime I have some left over in the middle and I torch the mold, torch to try and take out the bubbles, the resin in the middle would melt and stay there. So I'm trying to get as much off as possible so I don't have to go through that problem, Even if I take some resin out of the mold, that's okay. I could just pour it back into the domino pieces afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna just use my finger because I feel as if that's easier. I think I was causing more trouble when I was using this thing. Remember, guys, try your best to make sure all the dominoes are inside the resin. So I'm just gonna put some resin in a small cup. And I'm gonna pour some resin in the cup, and then I'm gonna pour some of the pigment, the white pigment, in there. Mix it all up. I'll show you guys how it comes out. So I'm not gonna make it too like, I'm not gonna put too much pigment in there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit to get me the color. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. When that's done, I'm just gonna put a dab of the white in there. I'm just gonna sprinkle the white in there. Spread it in the back. What I'm practically doing is scribbling out the dots in the front. So I'm just dabbing that in there. I'm not gonna mix it. Just leaving it just like that. It's gonna get very messy, but I'm gonna clean it off a bit. Like the ones that overflows, I will redo them like these. I'll redo these right now. Doesn't even look bad when I take off the white in the back, so I don't think I have to redo it. I said I wasn't gonna mix it, but you know, I might just do it. Okay, this one has a little bit too much. Some of these three, I'll get them out of here. An even better thing to do is just use a palette, a palette, and then take off the excess. Let me just take it off for all of them right now, so I don't have to keep doing it individually. Because I know for a fact it's gonna have some extra, like a lot of them I've made them to overflow already, so I'll just accept that and accommodate for it now. Actually, this is actually another good way to figure out if all the stones are in correctly. If you feel a bump on the on the stick, then of course it overflowed. I mean, well, the stone is still sticking out. Okay, so I'm just gonna randomly pour the white in there to each one of them, and it fills it back up. It fills back up what I just took out of each, which is really good, so I don't have to pour anything more. This one needs some more white. This one needs some more white. This one, and this one. Once I cannot see the pieces in the top, then I've done my job. Okay, perfect. So, well, see, that needs some more.